The great hall of the Galactic Council shined with 1,000 lights. Every corner of the vast chamber was filled with voices, alien races, speaking, arguing, and planning the future of the galaxy. At the center stood a massive round table made of glowing crystal. Each seat around it carried the symbol of a powerful civilization, but one seat was different. It was empty. No one had ever seen anyone sit there. On its surface was an old symbol, a small blue planet surrounded by a faint golden ring. The mark of Earth. For years, the Council had ignored that seat. Some said humans never accepted the invitation. Others whispered that the Council never truly offered them one. Whatever the truth was, the name Earth had become a ghost in the galaxy, remembered only in silence. Then one day a signal appeared. It came from the outer rim, far beyond the Council's border. The message was short, but it carried power in every word. This is not a request. This is a notice. Humanity is coming. Within hours, the Council chamber fell silent. No one spoke. No one dared to. Stories from long ago returned, tales of a species that rose from dust, survived wars, and reached the stars with nothing but willpower. The chairman of the Council looked at the empty seat and whispered, "So, they have returned." Outside, among the stars, something moved. Massive ships, dark and burning bright from their engines, heading toward the center of the galaxy. Earth had been quiet for centuries. Now, silence was over. Far away from the stars of the Council, the blue planet called Earth had changed. It was no longer the same world they once ignored. After being left alone, humanity had turned its pain into strength. The nations of Earth, once divided by borders and pride, had united under one banner, the Terran Assembly. No council, no alien help, no trade. Only human hands built the future. Cities rose from the ashes of war. Spaceports glowed on the Moon and Mars. Giant rings surrounded Earth, filled with shipyards that never slept. Children grew up watching ships leave for the stars, not to explore, but to prepare. While other species discussed peace in meetings, humans worked in silence. While others traded metals and promises, humans mined entire moons. They created machines that could think, and fleets that could fight without mercy. In the deep void, hidden from the galaxy's eyes, the first Terran dreadnought was completed, a ship larger than any seen before. Its hull was dark as night, and on its side one symbol shined, a single blue circle, Earth. The assembly gave it a name, TSS Resolute. It was the first of many. Admiral Rice, commander of the Terran fleet, stood before his officers and spoke calmly. "We were ignored once. We will not be ignored again." Every human soldier aboard the fleet knew the truth. They didn't want war, but they would never kneel. And somewhere deep in the heart of Earth, a countdown began. The galaxy had moved on without humanity. Now humanity was about to remind it who truly earned the stars. In the far reaches of the galaxy, a small patrol fleet from the Galactic Council moved through silent space. Their scanners flickered with strange readings, powerful energy spikes, unknown in pattern and strength. Captain Vora, a scaled alien officer, frowned at her screen. No known signature, not council-made, not pirate, she muttered. Moments later, the void ahead shimmered. From the darkness, a shape emerged, massive, silent, and terrifying. A human dreadnought. Its black armor absorbed all light and its engines burned a deep blue flame. The ship moved slowly, like a mountain drifting through the stars. "Open communication," Captain Vora ordered, her voice shaking slightly. A channel opened. For a second, only static filled the air. Then a voice, calm, deep, human. "Unidentified vessels. This is the Terran Empire. You are trespassing in secured human space." The aliens froze. "Human space?" one whispered. "There is no such..." Before he could finish, the dreadnought vanished from sensors, then reappeared behind them. One by one, the patrol ship's systems went dark. Lights flickered, engines died. The last thing they saw was the glowing insignia of Earth on the giant ship's hull. Then silence. When rescue teams arrived days later, they found only debris and fragments, no survivors. The logs contained one final recording. They are back. The humans have returned. News of the incident spread through the council worlds like wildfire. Fear turned into panic. Every leader demanded answers. Who authorized contact? Who awoke them? But the truth was simple. No one had. Humanity had chosen the time, and now the galaxy would have to listen. The council chamber had never been so quiet. The great hall, once filled with the sounds of debate and pride, now echoed with fear. Holograms of destroyed patrol fleets floated in the air. Wreckage burned, ships torn apart by weapons no one could identify. The chairman, a tall being with silver skin, looked around the room. "We have confirmed it," he said softly. "The ships are human." A wave of gasps filled the hall. Some refused to believe it. Impossible. Earth was isolated. "Primitive," one shouted. "No," another replied in a low voice. "They evolved." In silence. Across the chamber, panic began to rise. Worlds that once mocked Earth now feared its return. The humans had not just come back. They came back stronger. An emergency meeting was called. Every leader spoke at once. Some wanted to send diplomats, others demanded to destroy the humans before it was too late. Then, suddenly, the lights in the chamber flickered. A deep tone filled the air. A hologram appeared in the center. The face of a human admiral, wearing a black uniform with the insignia of Earth behind him. He spoke slowly, clearly. "You forgot us, you ignored us, you left our seat empty. Now we no longer ask for it." Silence. Every being in the hall froze as the hologram continued. "The Terran Empire will not kneel. We do not seek war, but we do not fear it. You had your chance to stand with us. That time is over." The image faded. No one spoke after that. Even the stars outside seemed quieter. For the first time in history, the Council feared a world they once called small. The message from the Terran Empire spread faster than light. Every world, every system, every leader heard the same voice, calm, confident, and unshaken. Humanity had returned. At first, the Council tried to ignore it. They claimed it was a bluff, a story to create fear. But then came the reports. Human ships were appearing across the outer rim. Pirate fleets vanished overnight. Slave colonies were freed within hours. Trade routes once ruled by crime were now silent, guarded by ships marked with Earth's insignia. Humanity wasn't invading. They were reclaiming. Admiral Rice led the first Terran fleet from Mars. Thousands of vessels moved like one. Dreadnoughts, carriers, and sleek black cruisers with engines glowing blue. Their discipline was perfect, their strategy flawless. One alien general whispered as he watched the fleet move through the stars. "They fight like they have already won." Planets began to surrender without battle. Others requested protection under the Terran banner. Even worlds that once mocked Earth sent messages. "We wish to negotiate. Please send an envoy." But humanity sent no diplomats. Only aid, only order. The galaxy started to change. Where there had been chaos, now there was structure. Where there had been corruption, now there was justice, swift and silent. In a single year, the Terran Empire stretched across sectors once ruled by the Council's oldest allies. And above it all, their symbol, a blue world surrounded by golden light, became the new emblem of power. The Council watched helplessly as humanity rose higher than anyone thought possible. They had built their empire in silence. Now, the stars themselves spoke their name, humanity. The Galactic Council was no longer what it once was. The great hall that had once decided the fate of galaxies now stood silent. Many seats were empty, not by choice, but by fear. At the center, one chair still remained untouched, the one marked with the symbol of Earth. For centuries it had been left empty. a reminder of what the council refused to offer. Now a light flickered above it. A hologram appeared, the blue image of Earth, spinning slowly, bright and alive. Every being in the hall turned to it. None spoke. None dared to. Then a voice filled the chamber. Calm, human. We asked for nothing. We waited for no one. You built a council to rule the stars. We built a home among them. The message continued, steady as steel. You thought silence was weakness. You were wrong. Silence was preparation. Across the galaxy, Terran fleets stood guard at every border. Worlds that once laughed at Earth now flew Terran flags. The Empire didn't rule through fear. It ruled through respect. Children on distant planets learned the story of the world that refused to bow. The story of Earth, the forgotten home of those who never begged for a seat because they built a throne instead. The chairman of the council watched the glowing image of Earth one last time and whispered, "We thought they needed us." But it was we who needed them. Outside the hall, among a billion stars, humanity's light burned brighter than ever. Not as conquerors, but as the proof of what will, unity, and silence can create. Earth's seat was no longer empty. It had become the throne of the stars.